So you've probably heard 5G is here, and you're probably thinking, damn, that sounds expensive, but I'm here to tell you, actually it's not, and you can get yourself a flagship premium specification smartphone for as little as £30. So this is the Xiaomi Mi Mix 3 5G. So this is an updated version from the previously released Mi Mix 3, and it's a lot better. And I mentioned at the beginning of the video, you can get this for £30, and that's with the sponsors of this video, Vodafone. You can pick this up for £30 on a 5G plan. There's various options out there, so there's different prices. So go take a look at that link below this video, and pretty much all of Vodafone's 5G plans are unlimited. So that's awesome. Go check it out. Anyway, this is the Mi Mix 3 5G in Onyx Black with 6GB of RAM, 128GB storage. So here's the device, and immediately you get that premium feel from this. I have actually played around with it a bit, so I did set it up and everything, but the differences here between the previous version, the first one being that 5G. So let's put this to one side for a second and see what else comes in the box. So there's a nice little welcome note from the founder of the company here, Li Jun. And actually these guys started making phones way back in 2011. That's when they launched their first ever smartphone. And they're actually the 4th largest phone manufacturer in the world. So if you haven't heard of them, you better get to know. But one thing I really like here is the fact that they want to be the coolest company in the hearts of the users. And there's a feature on this which I think is so cool. So we've got a UK power brick, and this phone does support Qualcomm Quick Charge 4 over USB-C. User guide and warranty card. USB-C dongle. As this phone doesn't have a headphone jack, you can still use your wired headphones. Just plug that into the USB port, and there you go, you've got your wired headphone solution. So this phone has a 93.4 screen to body ratio. Very thin bezels all the way around, slightly thicker at the bottom, but check this out. The cameras are here at the top. So this spring-loaded camera here is so awesome. It's kind of got this springs and a magnetic locking system, and it's super addictive. And you can even customize that noise it makes. I chose the samurai sword sound. I just like the sound of it. It's so cool. But let me tell you a few things about this device which are going to surprise you. So you might not have heard of Xiaomi, or maybe you have, but this is more for the people that haven't heard of Xiaomi. This screen you're looking at here is a Samsung Super AMOLED screen. And I'm sure you've heard of Samsung. So with an AMOLED screen, the blacks are deeper, the color accuracy is better, the power efficiency is better. This is a full HD display with 403 pixels per inch, and it's 6.39 inches. So it's a massive screen, and it also supports HDR10. So when you're watching Netflix movies or YouTube or anything like that, you can get full quality videos in HDR. So that's awesome. All right, now let's talk about the cameras. So you can see dual camera setup, LED in the middle here, and these are not cheap cameras. So another name you're probably very familiar with is Sony, and the primary shooter on this phone is a Sony sensor. It's a Sony IMX363 12 megapixel. And then the other sensor is also a 12 megapixel, and it's a Samsung sensor. So again, you're getting premium hardware in this device at such an affordable price. And if you guys are interested in seeing a camera comparison with this phone, or just a camera test video on this phone, let me know in the comments below. All right, now let's talk about the selfie cameras on this phone. So one of the sensors is a Sony 24 megapixel IMX576. It uses 4-in-1 super pixels, so it basically captures a lot of information, then combines it all into your photo for the best selfies. As well as that, you've got a depth sensor 2 megapixel camera on the front as well. Now these cameras also support AI, so scene detection. The actual selfie cameras will be able to detect the scene that you're in and adjust the colors and everything, so you get really nice selfies from this device. Again, that's a really premium feature, and as well as that, that slide mechanism is just so nice. And now just going back to the rear cameras again, the Sony and the Samsung, these cameras actually detect 27 categories. So it's got AI as well, and it will recognize what you're looking at and adjust the tones and the white balance and all this kind of stuff to get the best pictures. And as well as that, you can shoot 4K at 30 frames per second, as well as 4K at 60 frames per second. And if you want to see some videos on that, let me know in the comments below. And another really awesome feature when it comes to these cameras is super slow motion recording. So it can actually shoot 960 frames per second in 1080p. A lot of phones don't do that. Okay, so everything so far sounds very premium. You got the Samsung Super AMOLED, you got the Sony sensors in the cameras, plus another Samsung. But what's inside this device? And again, they have not cut any corners here. So when it comes to the hardware inside this phone, you're actually getting the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 7nm processor, and this is the best flagship processor on the market right now. And you see the exact same processor in the OnePlus 7 Pro, in the Samsung Galaxy S10. You're going to see it in the new Google Pixel phone. It's in the Sony Xperia 1. It is currently the best processor on the market, and this is backed up with 6 GB of RAM. So you're going to get 2.84 GHz with this octa-core processor. And if that doesn't make the phone fast enough, it also uses UFS 2.1 storage, which means storing files actually on the device and moving them around on the device and loading up apps and all this kind of stuff is going to be much faster, in combination with the Snapdragon with the actual memory on the phone as well. And let's not forget the Qualcomm X50 5G modem, which is housed inside this phone as well. It's brand new from Qualcomm, and it's going to deliver up to 2 gigabits per second download speeds when you're on a 5G network. So right now where I live, I don't actually get 5G just yet. I'm on the outskirts of London. I'm going to be going into central London to test this thing out and see what kind of speeds I can get from this device. If you want to see that video, let me know in the comments below. I'll be happy to make it for you. And here's another area where Xiaomi have not cut any corners, and it's battery life. So inside this phone, you've got a 3800 milliamp battery. And just to put that into perspective for you, the iPhone XS Max has around 3200. So it's a full 600 milliamps more battery life in this device. It's newer, more powerful, faster, has a better display, and is half the price of the iPhone. And that's why I said at the beginning of this video, if you don't know about Xiaomi, you better get to know. Okay, so now hopefully you're a bit more familiar with Xiaomi and this phone in particular. I want to know what you think. Do you think this is better value for money than the Samsungs and the iPhones? Because I personally do, based off of what they delivered here in such an affordable package. And as well as that, that slider mechanism is just so nice. And you can customize the sound effects. I've got the samurai sword going on here. That is so addictive, and it's great as well. And the thing that a lot of people don't really talk about when it comes to hidden behind the screen cameras or pop-up cameras is actually it adds a little bit more security to the device, because if somebody hacks into your phone, they won't be able to access that camera unless it's open. So that's a great feature too. So guys, slide into the comment section, let me know what you think about this device. And also let me know what other videos you'd like to see on this, the Xiaomi Mi Mix 3. And if you want to check out some more videos of my channel that did really well, there's a few thumbnails on screen right now. Go check those out. Make sure you check out my Quickie Leak series that I do every week with the latest tech leaks. If you subscribe, turn on your notifications, you'll be kept up to date with all of the latest leaks from the smartphone industry. Anyway, see you in the next one. Don't be late.